AITA for telling my dad's parents that I don't want them at my graduation when they said I wasn't their real grandson. I, 18M, am about to graduate high school, and while this should be an exciting time, it's been overshadowed by a pretty heavy situation with my dad's parents. For some background, my dad, let's call him Mark, adopted me when I was 5. He started dating my mom when I was around 2, and he's been the only father figure I've ever known. My biological dad passed away when I was 3, and from what little I know about him, he wasn't a good person. He was in and out of jail, and my mom doesn't talk about him much, but I trust her when she says he wasn't someone I needed in my life. Mark has been my dad in every sense of the word. He's the guy who taught me how to ride a bike, helped me with math homework, and sat with me when I had my first heartbreak. I've always called him dad because, well, he is. And for most of my life, I thought his parents, my grandparents, felt the same way. They were there for birthdays, holidays, school plays, and Little League games. They bought me Christmas presents and hugged me tight when I did well in school. I never, ever thought they saw me differently from my little brother, 11M, who is their biological grandson. But last November, that illusion shattered. It was right before Thanksgiving, and my dad's parents, I'll call them Grandma and Grandpa for simplicity, came over for a visit. We were all in the living room, me, my brother, my mom, my dad, and them just chatting. Out of nowhere, they brought up how they had started a college fund for my little brother. At first, my mom smiled and thanked them. I mean, that's a really generous thing to do, and it's thoughtful to plan ahead for his future. But then she asked, very politely, mind you, if they had started one for me when I was younger. I wasn't even paying that much attention until Grandma said something that made my stomach drop. No, we didn't start one for him. He's not our real grandson. I swear, the air was sucked out of the room. My mom froze, my dad's face went pale, and I felt like I'd just been punched in the chest. My brother was looking around, confused, because he didn't understand why things suddenly felt wrong. Grandpa tried to smooth it over, saying something like, it's not about favoritism, he'll get something else. And then they said my mom was expecting too much. But at that point, I wasn't even hearing their words anymore. All I could think about was how, after 16 years of birthday hugs and family dinners, they still didn't see me as their grandson. They saw me as some other kid who just happened to be adopted by their son. I didn't say anything that day. I couldn't. My mom was furious, and my dad was caught in the middle, trying to defend me while also not escalating things further. After they left, my dad sat me down and apologized. He told me he didn't know they felt that way and that he was going to have a serious conversation with them. A few days later, they called me to apologize. But it wasn't real. I could tell they were only saying sorry because my dad made them. The words felt hollow, and it was like they were checking a box. We apologized. Now everything's fine again, right? But everything wasn't fine. I started pulling away from them. I stopped texting Grandma to tell her about my day. I stopped asking Grandpa about his favorite fishing spots. Every interaction felt fake because now I knew I was different to them. Months went by, and honestly, I thought I'd just let the relationship fizzle out naturally. But then Christmas happened. They came over for the holiday, and for the most part, things were civil. My parents brought up my senior pictures and mentioned how graduation was coming up in just a few months. And that's when Grandma and Grandpa started gushing about how proud they were and how they couldn't wait to see me walk across the stage. I felt confused, hurt, angry. These were the same people who told me, to my face, that I wasn't their real grandson. And now they were acting like they were proud grandparents? Like they'd been cheering me on this whole time? I couldn't hold it in anymore. I told them straight up, you're not coming to my graduation. I don't want you there. The room went dead silent. My dad looked like I just slapped him, and my mom's eyes went wide. Grandma stammered, W, what do you mean? Why wouldn't we come? I said, because you told me I'm not your real grandson. So, why would you care about me graduating? It doesn't make sense for you to act proud now, when you made it clear I'm not really family to you. They tried to defend themselves. We apologized. We didn't mean it like that. You're being unfair. But I wasn't budging. I told them their apology wasn't real. It was forced. They only said sorry because my dad made them, not because they actually felt bad. Things got really awkward after that. My grandparents left early, and my dad pulled me aside later. He told me that what I said really hurt them and that I should apologize and let them come to my graduation because they're still my family. But are they? Are they really my family if they see me as less than? If I'm not their real grandson? My mom later came to me privately and told me she understood why I was upset. She said she agreed with me, but that this whole situation was really hard on my dad. He loves his parents, and seeing our relationship fracture is breaking his heart. She asked me to consider my dad's feelings before I make a final decision. I've thought about it a lot since then, and I still don't want them at my graduation. They don't get to pick and choose when I'm family to them. They don't get to make me feel unwanted 1 month and then show up to celebrate my achievements the next. I know I can't physically stop them from coming if they really want to, but I've made it clear to my dad that I don't want them there. I don't want them clapping for me or taking pictures when deep down, they don't see me as one of their own. My dad is still hurt, and he keeps asking me to reconsider. My mom is stuck in the middle, trying to keep the peace. And honestly, I'm starting to feel guilty. I know this is hurting my dad, and that's the last thing I want to do. But I also feel like I'm standing up for myself, and that matters too, right? So, Reddit, AITA, for telling my dad's parents that I don't want them at my graduation? Should I just suck it up and let them come for my dad's sake? Or am I justified in drawing this boundary?